In a tech-saturated world, social media often gets blamed for everything from distraction and disconnection to anxiety and misinformation. But today we're exploring its upside if used intentionally. Parenting educator Marcelle Waldman is back along with Jerry Blackburn, an adjunct faculty member at Seattle University. Thank you to you both for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
So Marcelle, you're mom, and Jerry, you work with young people obviously all the time. So it's great to get your take on this. What does it look like when social media is used intentionally?
Yeah, that's a great question. We were thinking about that and trying to think about how it brings individuals together, affinity groups, finding your people, finding connection, and then also thinking about the limitations that come with that. Because when you find your people, if you stay with just your people, the diversity of concept and connection are kind of limited in that.
So following, being a part of diverse groups in the real world, but also doing the same thing online is a really great way to keep that intentionality there and to keep that healthy kind of different perspectives of life and what's going on around you, as well as when it comes to our children, as we're talking about youth, really making sure that we know that we're setting them up for success in that way when it comes to social media, knowing that each of our kids are their own individual unique person and how developmentally ready are they, and if they are, these are some of the things that they can do to keep it in a healthy manner.
So let's talk about how parents can help guide their kids, starting with who they follow, diversity, but anything else that they should know.
Yeah. One big thing that we want parents to kind of understand is that when you hand them that device, and I'm one of those parents, my now 20-year-old was of that generation where you didn't think about it. It was just like, okay, all the kids have them. But I think it's really important to think of just neurophysiologically, they are now developing with that constant connection to everything that they have access to. And that's going to be part of their physiological development, just like if you were providing them any kind of substance or whatever it is, that's just who they are becoming. So I think that's a huge consideration in this process that we kind of stress.
With kids spending so much time too online, why are in-person friendships still so important and relevant?
Right. So I think, for sure, having been a kindergarten teacher myself, play is just so important, and real connection in real life, in real time. Being able to solve problems, being able to just interact and have those, kind of successes and failures and struggles, so that we're building those pieces of resilience and being stronger human beings, and just knowing that real conversation, like we're sitting here together, and real connection is just as important for our children at a very young age as it is as we are growing and becoming adults ourselves. So we need to make sure to continue that, but also know that this piece of social media and the world of connection within that realm is where we are. And so how do we, as we started this conversation, continue to keep that healthy while it is happening? I mean, it is part of our world, and we want to make sure to keep the healthy, positive pieces with that, while also connecting in the real world together.
And so when does social media cross the line from healthy to harmful?
Yeah, we did a recent presentation in our community and get to look at statistics from the Healthy Use Survey. So pulling some of that, for our 12th graders, 25% of them report being on a device or on social media, on the internet, 5+ hours a day outside of schoolwork. So consider sleep patterns, other interactions, social connections, community. Like, just think of a full school day.
Where's the time?
There's nothing, there's absolutely nothing left. And so I think that that's a giant consideration in terms of harmful and helpful. And the other really concerning statistic is that 43% of our students in our area, which is endemic for the whole population, reported that the active use of social media, the internet and stuff, actually interfered with their capability of doing other things. And they could recognize it, but they couldn't do anything about it.
So I
Okay.
think part of that, to add to that just a bit, is just making sure that, limiting the amount of time and sort of,
Yeah.
again, going back to when is our connection online and when is our connection in real time with real people. And just making sure that those healthy, we're eating, we're taking care of our bodies,
Right.
we're doing all the other things that are important, especially when we look at our teenage population.
Yes. And when parents want to monitor, how can they do it in a way that builds trust instead of kind of taking over and helicoptering?
Yes. I mean, that is actually something we talk a lot about, right? I think we've also talked a lot about that snowplow parenting, where we're moving things out of the way and we're kind of clearing paths for our children. And I think it's just really important that we set those parameters and we set those boundaries. And if those are time limits, or like we talked about when we started this, finding those healthy ways of following things. Like, I have a 13-year-old and he only follows things that have to do with sports, especially baseball, so he's getting great information, he's delving into things that are important to him, but we also have time limitations on that and time to sit down as a
Smart.
family and have dinner, and so
Yeah.
keeping those things going as well.
We only have a little time left. Podcast, where can people find it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
ahead.
So Parenting Upstream, we met actually on an online marketing group during COVID and realized we like to talk to each other. And so we started talking to each other about topics around youth development. So Parenting Upstream Hub is our
Where you
website.
can find it.
You can find that, and then other resources for parents and young people.
Amazing. Thank you both for being here today.
Thank
Amazing.
you.